Hello, hello, hello. This is I Am She Delight, your spiritual reader. I want to thank you guys for liking and subscribing to my channel and following me. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I just want to tell you what's going on before I go in. I'm not going to actually use. I'm just pretty much throwing the cards out here. I want to tell you what happened and what the spirit was dealing with me about. Okay, and what was going on today was I was actually traveling today, and a trooper was riding along beside of me, and then it passed me by, and then it was a medical vehicle behind the trooper, and that actually passed me by too. Well, on my way to one of my clients' homes, well, this one is not actually my client, but I was going to take care of them for today. But anyway, I was a substitute basically. Well, anyway, as I was going down the road and as I got closer to the location where I was going, I rode past this house, and it was a blue house, trimmed in white in that matter, and it had 5 Suburbans in a driveway, and they were backed up in the driveway. Very clean, very clean vehicles. One of them was a Cadillac Suburban truck, and the rest of them was Chevys. And when I tell you those vehicles was clean, it was kind of strange how all of them was in that driveway in the location where I was at. The location wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. It was a nice, okay neighborhood. You know what I mean? But the way the vehicles were sitting there, it kind of messed with my head a little bit. I was like, that's strange. I just left it alone. So I ended up getting to the client's home, and they right by their house. And on my way, it was nothing but water behind these homes. So here is when I get to the person's home, I realized it was water behind their home too. You know, it was a street. They stayed in a cul-de-sac, and the home had water behind their house too, like a little lake or whatever. So I parked my vehicle, and I still had these Suburbans on my mind, okay? And I'm parking my vehicle, and I didn't know for sure what house it was. I had to turn around and look for the address, you know, and I found that I was parked at the right location. So as I'm sitting there, it was a lady getting out the SUV, and she had put groceries by the door. So I said, okay, well, at least I know somebody there, and it's not time for me to go in anyway. I'm gonna sit here and take a breather, you know, do a little bit of meditation, then I'm gonna go in. So as I'm sitting there, I end up getting out the vehicle, and I goes to the door. And when I go to the door, I knocked on the door because I knew somebody had went in, right? So I knocked on the door. I didn't get an answer. I knocked on the door again, still didn't get an answer. So I rang the doorbell. I said, well, maybe, you know, they're in the restroom. Let me give them a few minutes or whatever. So I waited a few minutes. Then I knocked on the door again. Still was no answer. So I said a couple of minutes. I waited a few minutes after, you know, the time that I was supposed to be there. And then I knocked on the door one more time. Matter of fact, I didn't knock. I rang the doorbell, then I knocked. And then that's when they replied to me on the Ring camera. Remind you, I was okay with it. You know, listen, I can go home anytime. It's okay with me. I'm still going to get paid regardless. So the person replied on the camera, hello, how can I help you? I said, I am here to assist you. I am your caregiver. She told me, I don't need your service. I have my regular caregiver here. I said, oh, okay. I said, well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I said, goodbye. So when I got done, I called the people, the agency, and I let them know what was going on. And they said, well, you know, they apologized to me and told me that the client didn't let them know that they have somebody else coming in to take care of them. And they apologized for me wasting my time going down that way. I told them no problem, it's okay. And in my thoughts, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was like, dang, I could still be asleep, because I didn't want to get up today anyway, because I wasn't going to go to work today. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead, because this is my last particular client that I'll be working for. This agency, I'll be working for myself, with the clients that I have now, so I didn't want to just cancel out, but it worked out just fine. So I want to tell you guys, I took some notes, because when I got back, I did some journaling. I love to journal, and I write down what needs to be, right? So as I'm, give me a second so I can get to the beginning of this. Hold on one second. Okay. Just to let you guys know the reason why I'm telling you this. And the divine was sharing with me about this situation and about everything that transpired. And I'm sharing this with you so you guys to know too. You guys are going to leave a situation, okay? First and foremost, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about the yard, what the vehicles are at. It was a little bit of trash in the yard. It wasn't terrible or nothing like that. It wasn't distraught or trashy or anything. It just had a little bit of trash. A little bit of trash, excuse me. And as me riding past, and I mean leaving that house, I had to ride right back past that that house again where the trucks were at. They were still in the same location and everything. So me letting you guys know, your spirit guide, your ancestors, the divine, is basically the divine is letting you know that you guys are on the right path, number one. Matter of fact, let me get to it so I can read it to you, because I literally wrote it down. You are on the right path, and it was a lesson that you guys had to encounter what you went through. You know what I'm saying? We all, you got to let some stuff go. First of all, let me go back. You got to let some stuff go, okay? The divine is letting you know, and it's enforced it to you to let you know that continue on doing what you're doing. And you're definitely being guided, and continue on standing on business. Keep your boundaries where they are at right now. Don't change up for nothing and nobody. You're being guided and you're being watched over. And the spirit said you are okay. Keep moving in the way that you're doing, like I just said. Your ancestors, the universe, the divine is saying this isn't your place to intervene right now. It's protection without interference. So what's going on in your life? You're doing the right thing, no matter if it's family, friends, or whoever. Do not intervene what the divine is doing. Stay focused. Don't move. Continue on doing what you're doing. Okay? Also, and that's dealing with the state trooper. The state trooper was a symbol of authority, protection, divine order, and boundaries. Because remind you, you didn't. I was riding. It was riding beside me, and it passed me by. It didn't pull me over or nothing like that. So you got to keep moving. You're all right. You fine. Okay. Not only just that, the medical vehicle that was riding aside on that passed me by, that was a symbol as of your healing. You know, you're doing a great job. You following orders because you had the state trooper in front of you and you behind. The medical truck was behind the state trooper, so you're following orders because, remind you, the trooper is authority. So you following orders by healing yourself, doing what you need to do. Remind you, healing comes after boundaries are respected. So you respected yourself by making people respect you. And also, just to let y'all know, you are not meant to you are not meant to heal everybody. Because when I went to this job, I went there to take care of somebody. And they refused it. And the Spirit was letting me know then, your service is not always good with people. I'm putting you in the place where you need to be. They refused the service. That's on them. I wasn't rejected. That means you guys are not being rejected. It's just that your service is over with people and places and things at this time. The very things that you don't want to let go, and it's dealing, like I said, with your family, friends, you know, whoever it is, your jobs or whatever. It's time for you to let it go because you're not there to help everybody. It's over with. That time is over with. You are not meant to heal everybody. Yes, I know you want to, but you can't. You were prevented from stepping in someone else's unfinished mess. When I went there, I was going in there to be a substitute. And look how the divine set me up that her regular caregiver was there. And whatever they had going on, that was their mess, not mine. I didn't have to come in there and clean up nothing. Everything worked out just fine because the divine knew that that wasn't for me. You know what I mean? So in your life, and I hope you guys understand what I'm saying, whatever you got going on in your life, whatever somebody got going on in their life, and you're connected to it and you tired of it, the Spirit is letting y'all know is that that's their mess. That's not yours. Let them clean their own mess up because they know what it is. You know what I'm saying? And as you continue, it says, I wrote down, some healing journeys are already assigned to others. Now, what that saying is, remember when I said that you're not here to help everybody? You're not here to help anybody else? You are not meant to heal everyone. I'm sorry. You're not here to heal everyone. Well, I wrote down some healing journeys are already assigned to others. You did what you were supposed to do. Yes, I understand you would like to save the world, but you can't. Everybody is not on your list for you to be able to heal. You know, you got to heal, and there's somebody else for you to come in, because everybody that was assigned to you in your lifespan for you to be to heal them and help them heal as well as you healing yourself, you graduated. There go that word again, graduate. You graduated, and they're in the process of healing. You moved up, and you know that they are in the situation that they're in. They're not progressing, not wholeheartedly, but they know what they're doing. They know the mess that they in. They know what they trying to do. They know all of the above. And they so accustomed to you doing everything, being a doctor, being everything. You know what I'm saying? Taking care of everybody and them too. And the Spirit was like, nah, let somebody else deal with that. Don't you deal with it no more. So the divine was protecting you. Excuse me. I also wrote down, this reinforces that you didn't miss anything. You were redirected. I was redirected when I went to this job. I didn't miss nothing because I still got paid. You know what I'm saying? I was just redirected, just like you guys. In your friendship, family, relationship, whatever, however you want to look at it, put it where it fit. If it didn't look right, didn't feel right, you were redirected because you didn't miss anything. If it's in a relationship, you didn't miss nothing. You gained everything that you needed to gain from it. Because if it was for you, it was going to be for you, and you're going to be with it. If it's a friendship, if that friend didn't value your friendship like you valued it, cut it off. Even if it's been 20, 30 years of friendship, if they don't want to step up to the plate and be that friend for you that you are for them, divine is redirecting you to a different a different friendship, a different tribe, because the divine is not and your ancestors is not going to allow you to continue on being in something that you are not being acknowledged. Okay? And you're not, they don't appreciate your time or your presence. That's even with the job as well. That blue, the house was blue. And that blue signified truth, communication, emotional depth. So if everything is not true and everything is not in communication with you guys, whether it's your job, again, your friends, family, or whatever, if nobody communicating with you, let it go. That white represents purity, closure, and spiritual clarity. You see everything for what it is. Everything. That blue and white allowing you to understand that there is no truth in whatever you're dealing with or who you're dealing with, where you working at, how you trying to put things together, even in your friendship. Ain't no truth in that. There's no communication in it. It's a whole bunch of secretive stuff and, trying to throw you up under the bus. Everything is upside down. Again, and here's the post office, and I ain't even think there's no communication. They won't even send you a letter or a card or nothing. Everything is just what it is. Everything is what it is. So the Spirit has gave you closure, spiritual closure with this whole caboodle with this person or place or thing. The white also represents boundaries. Everything that's supposed to be cleaned in your life, that represents boundaries in your life. Don't change that for nobody. Everything's supposed to be clean and refreshing for you. And I told you about I didn't tell you about the house. Did I tell you about well, if I didn't, I'm going to tell you now. It was a little bit of trash in that yard. I did say that. Thank you, Spirit. And it wasn't a lot of trash. It was small trash. And it was just a little bit in the front of the house where these beautiful vehicles was at. Them vehicles don't look like they belong there, As they looked like a company or something, how the vehicles would sit. But anyway, it's a minor unresolved issues. Neglect that hasn't been addressed yet with y'all situation. And it's just minor. It's not severe. It's not severe. But you can see it. You see it and they see it. It's some stuff that surfaced, around. And you guys gonna handle it by moving out the way. Surface things are handled. Remind you this. But beneath all of that, there are small problems. That's why all that trash was in that yard. Not a lot, but it's a little. That's why that trash was there. Because it is some small problems that need to be reconciled. But those problems belongs to that household or that system, job, whatever, or whatever you got going on in your life. That is not your problem. It belongs to them. And the divine is doing something major in your life. And the spirit is saying to you, you're not meant to fix what others are choosing to leave. And the things that you need to watch for is 4 things that you need to watch for. A better aligned opportunity appears unexpectedly. What to watch for after signs like this, basically. A better aligned opportunity appears unexpectedly. Number 2, a role where your help is requested clearly and respectfully. I'm going to say that part again. A role where your help is requested clearly and respectfully. What to watch for, y'all, after signs like this? What I just explained to you. Number 3 is less chaos, more mutual sculpture. And number 4, you didn't lose anything. You were preserved. You was preserved. You was preserved. And like I was just talking to you about the trash, like I said, it's unresolved issues. It's visible, known, and it's not hidden. So whoever these people are, people, places, or things, they are showing you what's really going on. In your face. On purpose. And some trying to hide, but they can't hide it because you can see it. But they still accepted the negligent, the neglect. They still accept all that mess that was in front of the house. Like I said, it wasn't a lot of trash. It's some small things that's wrong. But the people that are involved are, excuse me, are not choosing to accept the stuff that's going on in their life. This is why the divine is guiding you in a different direction. Some people are choosing to accept the things that they are accepting. They want the regular stuff in their life. They don't want to upgrade. They comfortable with the same mess. You know, the pain, the suffering, and the complaints, and people mistreating them, and things of that nature. They custom to that. That's what they accustomed to. And it's sad. And if you know, when I rolled past that house in that neighborhood, no, I did not get out and pick up that trash in front of that house where them vehicles was at. I just wanted to let y'all know. You notice I did not say I got out and I fixed that I've cleaned up the yard to make the yard look good for them people to be able to have their vehicles out there. I did not force myself on this woman. You know, well, I am assigned to come here and this, and that. I did none of the above. So you guys, some of you guys walked away from some situations and people, places, and things. You know what I'm saying? Without an argument, without a fight, you didn't care. It was what it is. You know what I'm saying? And you was okay with it. And I'm going to let you know right now, that was growth. That was growth. Just to say if I wasn't going to get paid, you know, from going to that house. And I drove that far to go to these people's homes. You know what I'm saying? And they tell me they don't need my service. They messing with my pockets. So I could have acted ignorant and mean and disrespectful and went off, called the agencies, and they could have told me, well, we ain't paying you this, and another. And I could have went off on them too. I didn't do neither the above. If I got paid, I got paid. If I didn't, I didn't at this point, because I really didn't even care. It's just that, okay, good, you don't want my service, I'm fine with that. My service is well, I'm not saying the person is beneath me or nothing like that, but what I do, my hands are precious. I heal. So if the divine didn't want me to go in there and help these person, because the divine know what was going on in that house, I didn't. That was protection for me. So just to let y'all know, whoever and whomever that you guys are dealing with or whatever, and the divine is telling you, stop fixing it. Don't worry about that. Let them figure that out. You see the signs, you see the red flags, you see all of this in the front, and it's open, and they're not trying to hide it from you, and you ain't trying to fix it like you always do. That's a sign of growth. You are learning not to clean up what others tolerate. So that is super growth. Remember that. Don't try to go fix stuff no more. Even if you in the medical field, some of you guys are, and you do the same thing, don't go try to help somebody that don't want to be helped. I'm not saying don't do your job. I'm saying when they want to vent all that mess to you, and you go to that job and they tell you they don't need your service, okay, that's fine. Don't get upset about it. It's just that it's a protection for you. It's protection. The spirit didn't want you to go there no way. I love what I do, and I'm grateful that I don't have to work up under another agency after today. I'm so glad I don't have to deal with nothing like that no more. I work for myself and have my own clients. So I'm grateful for that. I'm my own boss. So you guys, some of you guys are like that too. And if you're, but I forgot to tell you that the person didn't even call the agency and tell them that they didn't even need service with them no more. They went to somebody else to deal with their own thing or whatever. That was very unprofessional. And it left the people confused, even through the confusion of what was going on, and they tried to reach out to them. They hit a brick wall, but I didn't. So even though that you guys are dealing with you and are in the spirit perspective, let me come take y'all there. Whatever is going on with all that you see, the red flags, okay, and this is a red vehicle. Whatever things you see, the red flags that you see, right? It's not being hidden from you. You can see it without them telling you. They showing you. They showing you by ghosting you. Let's use that word. They're ghosting you. They breadcrumbing you. The job don't want to give you no work. Your family bickering and doing all they doing, putting you in mess that you ain't got no business being in. Don't get upset about all of that. Don't try to get in and try to fix stuff. Because you already at this. Keep your boundaries. You already know your worth. They don't know their worth. And they showing you all this stuff. They showing you everything, all of this. They showing you all of this, all of that. They showing you all of this right in your face. They showing you everything by their actions. But remember, don't fix it. Let it stay right where is it at. Live your best life. You're learning not to clean up what other people tolerate. And another thing I want to tell you about these vehicles. The vehicles means many supports you. That's why I sent all of the vehicles, the Suburbans. You got a lot of people that's going to support you. You also have many options that's going to come up for you. And it's going to be many people involved in your life on this new journey that you're in. It ain't got nothing to do about your past. This is all for your future. You already have help. It exists for you right now. Even though if it's not perfect. Remember I told you it's a little bit of trash. It's just a little bit of trash in the front. Even though it's not perfect, because it's a little bit of trash there. This is a whole different ball game from the people that you were dealing with or the stuff that you was dealing with. So stay with me, put it where it lay. Seems like I'm gonna be all over the place, but I'm still in one place. It might not look good because everybody is different. It might not be perfect, but you have many people gonna be involved and support your best interest, and you're gonna have options to choose from. You know, when you go to school, wow, you go to school and there's different people in the class from different cultures, many different people involved in that classroom. But you get many options to help you and plenty of people to support you. You know, even though you were not, I wasn't invited into that house, goes back to say, you were not invited into the gap of what all it was going on, whether if it's a friendship, lover, job, or whatever, the parties or whatever, you was not invited. Because I wasn't invited into the house. I stayed outside talking on the ring phone. I was shown a closed system. I was shown. They showed me better than I could. Instead of them telling me, I was shown. Stop right there. I don't need you. Your service was not needed here. Okay. It was a closed system. And the divine was letting me know then, this is it. No more. I'm shutting this door. I'm not rejecting you. I'm just shutting this door because I got better and greater for you. I'm protecting you right now to do a thing a different way and a better way. Just like legal services is right here. Yeah. Fairness, justice. You know, all of that, all what I saw was confirmation. Me being told service wasn't needed. That was a final confirmation, not rejected, not rejection. That I ain't got no business working for nobody but for myself. Same way with you guys. Even in a friendship, a relationship, that was the final confirmation. Because if you in a relationship or you have a friend in your life, and I'm quite sure you guys do, and your friendship or your lover is not reciprocating like they should, whether you reaching out or not, they should, if they value your relationship, they would take initiative to reach out to you, because you always the one that's doing the reaching out and making sure everything is fine. So by they not do it, they're not reciprocating what you have given. The divine is giving you confirmation that you're not rejected at all. No rejection, it's just confirmation. Your service ain't needed with them no more. They can go ahead and do what they want to do. Because you're getting many supporters, you're getting more people involved in your life. And the fact that they already had had someone to assist this lady that was familiar to them, and they didn't even notify the company, and I still showed up, all that means was, all that meant was, it was a sign not to take the low road again. Don't take nothing. Don't take another job. Don't take no more abuse from nobody else. Not that nobody abused me, but you know, what I give out to others and people don't reciprocate back, including family, friends, or whatever. Pay attention to that. Don't hold on to nothing. Let it go. Because I see it for what it is. Like I said, the relationship, the friendship, or anything, talking to y'all now, you had with anyone, sometimes Spirit sends us to the door to show us. The Spirit will send you to the door to show us That door's shut. It ain't open. They want to talk to you through a ring instead of being open and straightforward to you to tell you, I don't need you. They're going to tell you through a mic. That was a coward move, and you know, with some action moving around in the house or either on the phone. Instead of them talking to you verbally, they'll send a text or might not say nothing at all. The Spirit said, nope, cut it off. This is what you're walking away from. All that mess. And the real lesson this is about, this whole experience was teaching me and you, for me to come and tell you, number one, you don't need chaos to feel useful anymore. You don't need it no more. Because that was some chaotic stuff. Even though it wasn't chaotic, it was chaotic because me driving that long period of time to go somewhere for this person to say, I don't need your service, instead of calling or letting somebody know so they can let me know. And I did not want to go. But at the end of the day, and plus people was driving like they done lost their mind. You know what I'm saying? So didn't nobody want to ride that long period of time or deal with that type of situation. So you don't have to deal with chaos no more. And number two, you don't need to fix what isn't asked. Don't try to fix nothing else. I don't care what, who, and wherever it's at. If don't nobody ask you nothing, don't you tell nobody nothing. At this point, just hush. You did your due diligence. You ain't the person to save and help nobody no more. You did everything you were supposed to do. Everything. You taught all what you needed to teach. And helped all that you needed to help. Period, point blank. That's on them. Let somebody else do it. Number three. You don't need to overextend to prove your worth. You don't have to do that no more. You don't have to. Because I'm not going to lie to you. Me with the healthcare, with my business in that matter, even with my, me making soap and stuff like that, I always did, and I went overboard, trying to prove myself, my worth with people, you know what I'm saying, by showing them what I can do and go a little bit of extra. I stopped that. I'm at a point, like, if you don't like what I do, you don't see the worth in me just might be showing up for you, I don't know what to tell you. Because one thing about it, whatever I do, I'm going to put my all in it, and I don't have to overwork myself or overgive to you in a relationship or either in as a friendship. That's over with. And that's where you guys have to understand too. You don't need to overextend to prove your worth. No more. It's over with. The divine is shifting you, and is and already have done for some. You are shifting from, excuse me, helping whatever and whomever. So if you ever want to think about some things, put this in your mind. And if you got to, I'm going to read it a couple times so you guys can repeat it for yourself. Okay? And these are the words that I wrote down if I ever needed to speak, but I'm sharing it with you guys. I help whatever I can. I help where I'm aligned and welcome. I'm going to say that again. I help whatever I can. I help where I'm aligned and welcome. That's it. That's an upgrade. And the reason why it feels so confusing and emotionally right now with the situation that you guys are dealing with, because helpers is often feel slight disappointed, because we do feel slight disappointed, because I was disappointed a little bit when I was there. I'm not gonna lie to you. And, in a lot of different things, in family and friends, all of that, so put it where it may lay. But the reason why I feel so confusing and emotionally, and I'm confusing emotionally, because it's slight disappointed, and you feel like you missed something, but you didn't. You didn't miss anything. Actually, you passed the test. And the test wasn't about caregiving. It wasn't about, your friendship. It wasn't about your job. It wasn't about your relationship. It wasn't about whatever you got going on. It was nothing about that. You know what it was about? Boundaries without guilt. That's what it was about. Boundaries without guilt. That's why you able to walk away from whatever was going on in your life at this particular time with this mess that you was seeing. Because you guys seeing all of what was going on with this person, this job, your friendship, or whatever. You seeing what was going on with your people and what was you dealing with. You saw it. You seen all the red flags. You seen a little mess, but you realized that that person couldn't take accountability of what they was doing, how they was doing it. They were just kept on doing it. They knew exactly what it was. They just wanted to drain you of everything that you had going on within your person, within your life. And they wanted you to keep on trying to help fix them in a situation. And they knew they weren't going to even change. They still was going to stay in that same mess because they comfortable in it. But you decided to say, nope, I ain't about to deal with that no more. That's yours. You can have that. You can have that. And that's what you did. So after moments like that, these people was experiencing who you really were and who you really are. They realized you was a better fit and an opportunity. You was a better fit and an opportunity for greatness and for clear communication. They knew that. But all they want to do was emotionally drain you, like I said. You was chosen and you was available. Now you being chosen instead of being available. You're not available no more. And if you are available, the divine is going to make you unavailable. You are being repositioned for cleaner energy. That's what's going on in your life. You are definitely being repositioned for cleaner energy in exchange. That's what's going on. So the final truth, what I want to tell you, you were protected. You are protected. You are being redirected, respected by the spirit, and kept of quiet, dysfunctional. You kept away from being quiet and being away from dysfunctional mess. You listen, you observe. That's what the spirit wants you to do. The spirit wants you to move on. You are moving on. And as you're doing so, that's wisdom. That is wisdom. So I say again, nothing is dramatic. Nothing dramatic happened. excuse me, confirmation. That is what made it, that's what made it meaningful, for real, for real. I noticed that it was imperfected, but I didn't rush into it. And guess what? For the first time, I didn't step in. Excuse me. For the first time, I didn't step in it because I could. Talking about the situation that I was dealing with. I didn't get ugly or none of that. It was what it was. And the core truth about the story, what I told you, and that really happened today, I realized I had been confusing availability with alignment. And that's what some of you guys are doing, and you're getting away from it. So, availability, you are here if you need to. If they need you, you there if you want to be. Your alignment, you there where you are welcome and definitely clear and respected, period, point blank. Just know this, y'all. Every hot situation that needs help is assigned to you. I'm sorry, not every, I said hot. Not every situation, what did I just say? Not every situation that needs you is assigned to you. It's not. It really ain't. Confirmation. So please don't put yourself in that situation just because somebody wanted to deal. You know what I'm saying? So, it ain't your problem. You know, again, like I was telling you about the trash in the front, the little bit of trash that was in front of the house. I realized and I understood something. Some situations ain't broken, y'all. Again, they're tolerated. And I don't tolerate too much of nothing. And I'm quite sure you guys don't either. And I don't have to clean up what others have decided to live with. So whatever somebody else decide they want to live with drama, headaches, problems, abuse, all that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm not about to, don't want to wash their behind, don't want to change their pamper. Now I just went there with that one. That ain't got nothing to do with me. They got to live with that. I don't. And I know it sounds like I feel some type of way because they reject me. I don't. Only thing I feel some type of way about is because they should at least told me not to come. Shoot, that was some good ways for me to drive. Then I had to turn around and go back. That's what disturbed me. But other than that, I'm okay with that. It was a nice outing. I was tired. I was sleepy. I didn't want to go, but I went. So this all applies to work, relationships, family dynamics, emotional labor, whatever it is. This applies to that. We all have places where we overgive. And that's the truth. Whether if it's a job, where it's communicating, or communications is unclear, we do it. We overgive. Relationships, where efforts isn't mutual. I said that earlier. Situations where available, it was ready. But wasn't truly invited. I wasn't invited into their home, but they was ready. Same way with these people. You wasn't really invited to these individuals. just like you was the option to them and replace holders and stuff like that, even at jobs until they find somebody else or whatever. That's how these people in your life is. You wasn't invited. Situations was ready, but it's time to cut the cord. The whole thing is growth. You are learning. Growth is everything. Just continue on growing and learning without guilt. And I want to tell you something. This is our new rule, okay? This is our new rule. And if you can, I want you guys to rewind this and so you can be able to write it down or what I'm about to say to you. This is our new rule. If it begins with confusion, disorganization, or mixed signals, it's not yours to fix. It's not yours, nor mine. I'm going to say that again. If it begins with confusion, disorganization, or mixed signals, it's not yours to fix. Walking away doesn't mean you doesn't care. Sometimes it means you care enough to protect your energy, your peace, and your purpose. Not every closed door is rejection. Some doors close because you've outgrown what's behind them. And sometimes the most divine guidance sounds like this. Keep moving. And I'm gonna re-say what I just said, because I made sure I wrote that down. Because I knew I wasn't gonna remember it when I was journaling. So I wrote it down as I was hearing and what was in my heart to write, to share. So the new rule is every day you guys are to put this in your notes if you want to on your phone. Type it out, hang it around your house, whatever you want to do. But this is the new rule from this day on. Now listen very closely. And I'm not going to add nothing. I'm not going to take away. I'm just going to read straight through so you guys can don't have no interruptions. New rule. If it begins with confusion, disorganization, or mixed signals, it's not yours to fix. Walking away doesn't mean you doesn't care. Sometimes it means you care too much. Sometimes it means you care too much. Let me start over. I'm sorry, y'all. If it begins with confusion, disorganization, or mixed signals, it's not yours to fix. Walking away doesn't mean you doesn't care. Sometimes it means you care enough to protect your energy, your peace, and your purpose. Not every closed door is rejection. Some doors close because you've outgrown what's behind them. And sometimes the most divine guidance sounds like this. Keep moving. Keep going forward. So you have to shut some doors, y'all. You got to let some stuff go that you don't want to. And I had put my baby's picture in here. It's her graduation picture, her graduation party. I'm not going to show you her face or anything like that, but I had put it on this page, and it lets me know I put it there for a reason. I always have pictures of people that I care about and notes and stuff like that, and I put them in certain because they mean something. And when I got to this page in my journal book, it was letting me know that something great, I was going to be celebrating about something. I didn't know what it was. I knew I was going to get a promotion or whatever. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I knew something was going to happen. So here it is. Here it is. On this page, I don't know what May 25th gonna do for you guys, but that's the date on here. Excuse me. That was the graduation date, so it might be a graduation for you guys for the 25th of May. But I want to share something with you. Oh shoot, how can I do this? Let me cover this up. Hold on. I want to share something with you. This is the card, the picture. It says, congratulations, party. At the top, it says you are invited. Congratulations, it's a party. But no, you might be invited to a graduation on that day. But the main word for me is graduation. So I was so grateful to know that I graduated. You know what I'm saying? For whatever what was going on that I was dealing with, and the divine wanted me to know, and what I was actually walking out of, spiritually, and how I was, progressing on my healing journey. You know what I'm saying? So the divine was letting me know I'm on the right path. Keep my boundaries up. My thoughts are, what you were thinking about something or someone, you were right. It was the truth. You saw the red flags. You seen it. That's why I can say about the little bit of trash. It wasn't trashy. It wasn't dirty. It was just a couple piece of things that could have been picked up, and that's what it was. But they know, they care about it. They tolerate it. You don't have to come in and fix it. That's not your problem. That's theirs. And the divine is telling you to move on, leave it where it's at. Don't be holding on to that. Don't try to fix nothing that don't. If it's not broken to them, it ain't broken to you. Period. Point blank. So with that being said, I hope this message helped you guys. It helped me a lot. Growth is everything, and I hope you guys really enjoyed my message. Please subscribe to my channel and like it as well. I gladly appreciate it. Share it with someone. Share my message with someone. But congratulations, y'all. Y'all graduated. Y'all passed the test. Y'all passed the test. Whether you wanted to know or not what you was enduring, what you was feeling, nah, it wasn't what you thought. It was all a test. So save this video, because you're going to have to rewatch this again so you can get a whole full schematic, because something about to transpire again, and you're going to be like, dang, this sounds familiar. And that's what's going to happen. So where you go, just because somebody didn't accept you or didn't respond, it's okay. It's just that door was closed. No more. You wasn't rejected. That door just closed. That relationship is just over. That job is just done. That family member is just washed over. You know what you got to deal with. And you know what's crazy though? In that yard, what was in the yard, I didn't tell y'all the trash. It was white paper, like bags, like a couple bags. And remind you, this is the house where all the vehicles, the Suburbans and stuff, I mean clean too. When I tell you, they looked like they was brand spanking new. But whoever they were, they took care of it. They took care of the vehicles. It was 5 of them. The second one on this side, on the left side, the second one, because it was 3 in that row and 2 on this one. And the second one was a Cadillac. It was a Suburban light. It was really big. And in that yard, it had a couple bottles, a couple bottles, like alcohol bottles or whatever, in a can, in a couple like plastic bags, you know. So I don't know what that's worth, but you know, you can't fix people that's already damaged, and they showing you that. So if they having addictions and you know it, the divine moving you. And if you're dealing with that situation, the divine gonna allow you to close those doors so you won't have to deal with that anymore. If the person is on drugs, divine gonna remove them people out your life too, whether if it's family, friends, or whatever. Because this is the time. It's elevation. You gotta live in peace. Gotta live in peace. Peace is everything. So thank you guys so much. Please subscribe to my channel and like it. I would appreciate it, and share this with your friends, family, loved ones, whoever. All right. Peace. Namaste.